And we're here at Cats 21 with Chef Eddie and Theo Demopoulos, welcoming everybody to participate in the election process. Election night here at Cats 21. We want to thank our sponsors, Cats 21, Chef Eddie, and Theo Demopoulos for making democracy happen for us all here. No matter if you voted Republican, Democrat, or Independent, they welcome you, and we're going to be interviewing some guests here. We're going to have a great time because we're going to take a break to thank Carlos Lopez and Lopez Broadcasting for all they do, backed by over 30 years being the political voice for Latinos. We want to thank Carlos Lopez and Cats 21 for having us here. Well, here at Cats 21, I want to introduce somebody who is not only a fixture but a legend around here. Jaime Laurel Salazar. Welcome, Jaime.
Welcome. Welcome, you gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure.
For being here. It's our pleasure and privilege to have you gentlemen in house on Election Day, a very special, important day for everyone, not just in Corpus Christi, but in all of the US of A. And I hope that the results tonight will help all of us.
Well, you know, I know that you are somebody that likes diversity, just like myself, and I know that there has been some divisiveness that's been going on in this country. How do you think this has impacted Latinos here in South Texas?
Well, I think it has impacted the Latinos in a very great way, in a positive way. I think they have become proactive and more involved in the community as to want to go out and vote and have their voices heard. And basically, that I just said, voices heard. They want to be heard. They want to be part of this election that's very, very important, with the first female candidate and, a Republican candidate who would be Donald Trump. So there's been a lot of back and forth. So we're hoping that we can all come to a great result, you know.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, we're kind of stuck in the middle right here, and but I tell you what, out of something bad, as my grandmom used to say, something good comes,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And so that brought out a lot more vote, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or Independent. I tell you what, Cats 21, I want to thank you personally,
My
you
pleasure.
and Theo and Chef Eddie, for bringing all this and making this happen, because you didn't have to do this to have this delicious food, you know.
Yes.
And you've been here for many years, and we want to thank you just for everything you do. I mean,
thank you.
And this restaurant isn't just for the upper crust; it's for all of us. This restaurant.
It is.
Yeah. And I want you to expound more on that.
Well, just like you said, that it's not just for the upper crust, but it is for everyone in our community. This restaurant that was started by Mr. Theo Demopoulos, now we have a Michelin star chef, which is Chef Eddie. I was once asked by a reporter who was the most famous person I had ever taken care of, and my response was that we treat everyone like royalty, just like it should be. And I'm glad that Michelin star Chef Eddie has served the Queen of England, who is royalty, and that is what we do in Corpus Christi, is we treat our guests like royalty when you're here at Cats.
So when you come to Cats, you're going to be treated like the Queen. And speaking of the King,
yes.
this is Theo Demopoulos.
But enough about Cats. Tonight is about celebrating democracy, and let's all go watch the elections, and maybe the best man wins, or lady in this case. We'll see you at the election table. Come on, guys.
And what motivated you to go ahead and have this for the voters out there?
I'm an immigrant, my friend. Look at this. This is all about America. You know, we come to America for a better opportunity, for a better life, and we're appreciative to the country, so we're celebrating. We want to see more Americans celebrating.
Well, thank you for having this, and I'd like to get Chef Eddie on here, please.
There's another immigrant.
Yes, hi, Chef Eddie.
How
Thank you
doing?
so much. Chef Eddie, could you tell us a little bit about what it was like to serve the Queen of England?
It was awesome. It was a great experience, and it was, as I said, I would love to do it again if I have the opportunity to do it. It was an experience of life, I would say.
Well, we want to thank you. That way, everybody that has voted, they feel that, you know, there is some sort of coming together when you've had this event. You've put it on here at Cats 21, some of the best food in Texas and the United States, around the world. And you, as a Michelin chef that's been recognized with a star like that, what kind of vision do you have for all the people here in South Texas when they come to Cats?
I would say I would love you guys to give us a chance to come try us. You know, people get scared when they hear Michelin star, when they hear all that. It's actually we're here to serve the community from an anniversary to every single day celebration, to even just have a dinner. You know, we cater from the low to the top. We would like to, my vision of serving the food, honestly, I went from serving 80 people from fine dining to serving 1,000 people a night. And my vision is to make it affordable to everybody out there.
Well, and one of those things is he's reaching out to people of the church, and I'm very excited to announce his vision, Sunday brunches too, for all the churchgoers and for all the families that get together on Sunday. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my vision, honestly, is to obviously go to church, or you had an early morning work on Sunday. Just come and enjoy your brunch with us. There's so many brunches here in town, and I visit so many places, either in town or out town, from Austin, Houston, San Antonio, and I gather all that and I put it down here. And again, it is a phenomenal brunch. Honestly, I would think it's one of the best in the city for sure. Please come join us and try it, and let me know if you have any advice or any critique. I would love to hear from you.
And that's Chef Eddie, and also Theo Demopoulos, and also Jaime Laurel Salazar, my buddy, good friend, and this place is just the tops for having this Cats 21 election night, and this is going to be playing all month to let everybody know about democracy and how things are going right here in South Texas, and who better than Cats 21 to bring it to you. And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This time we're here election night, history making. We've got a few boxes missing, and with us our roving reporter from Equal Time, Tommy Holbein. How you doing, Tommy?
Hi, Joe. I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Well, Tommy, I just started learning about these boxes that are missing. Has Kara Sands come out for a comment?
No, she has not. There are boxes that are still strolling in, and there's apparently 30,000 votes that are missing, and there are the mail-in votes that have not yet been counted for, and so there's a lot of questions that Miss Kara Sands is going to have to answer, why the Democratic Party is contacting their attorneys, and they are going ahead and taking action from Nueces County Democratic headquarters. Jennifer Ellis is very aware of this, and there is a lot to get to the bottom of. This is a long way from being over, and we're going to find out where the 30,000 votes went.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, when did you first find out these boxes were missing?
Well, Channel 3 first broke, and there was a supporter from Mark Gonzalez that came over, and there are just people that are keeping an eye on the boxes as they walk in. Now, one thing that needs to change is the way that the chain of command from that the voting boxes leave the voting houses and come over to the courthouse. They are strolling in. There's no security. There's really no organization. Kara Sands needs to be reprimanded, and there's need to be changed. And before this happens again, because there's no security, and the voting boxes are kind of like just dragged all over town before they come in the courthouse, and they don't even know where to take them when they get here.
Strong words from Tommy Holbein.
It's the truth. It's the truth, and we have to tell them, hey, you need to go around that way with the voting box, and they're going to the right. They need to go to the left. You know, who's leading the who? The blind's leading the blind. They got all our votes.
Wow. Okay, well, we're going to keep up with this. Now, let's zoom back, and nationwide, what we're seeing is that it looks like Donald Trump has taken the swing state of Ohio. Now, if you look back 13 years ago, you also see that 13 cycles rather, everybody who's won Ohio has won the election. So that's a little bit scary for the Hillary supporters. Also, Pennsylvania goes to Hillary, but we're also seeing Colorado turning blue for the first time. And also, we've got some other states that are still up for grabs. Florida, too close to call. So right now, we're nearing the 10 o'clock hour, and here locally, we're having problems of our own here. What about the local races, Tommy? What about Ina Klein versus Judge Jose Longoria?
Ina Klein has worked really hard, never stopped campaigning all summer long, and her hard work's paying off. She has a majority lead over Jose Longoria, who has served 4 terms. This is his 5th election in race to run in, and Ina has stepped up and has shown that she is a strong opponent, and it looks like she's going to be the new judge in the 214th.
And the hot race of the sheriff's race, how do you see it?
Well, it looks like Sheriff Kalin had some high-performance engines and just blew Larry off the track.
Well, we still have a lot of races coming in. The city council race looks like it's going to the top three are Chad McGill, I believe, and we've also got Joe McComb, and I think our third one is I think it's Hunter, is it not? Yes, I can't forget about him. So I think those top three are in the lead right now. But we are here live at Nueces County Courthouse, and we'll be back with some more results. Anything else to add, Mr. Holbein?
The Mark Gonzalez and Gardner race for the district attorney is neck and neck. It's a very, very close race at this point, and there are still missing votes that could change that race. Gardner's ahead by just a couple of thousand, and there's a very, very good chance this is going to look like the County Court 5 race with Melissa Madrigal and the preceding judge now, because what happened was that was a come from behind win here in Nueces County, and when that happens, it's a pretty tough race, and it's a good victory. So Mark is hanging in there. We're in the 10th round, and he's in the middle of the ring box, and it looks pretty good.
All right, Nueces County, and we're here, and it's about 10 p.m., and we'll be zooming back. As we're saying to the national races, right now Trump leads by about 20% of the electoral votes, and so we are staying tuned. This is a night for a lot of surprises, and we're memorializing this for KTMV, your station for politics, when we come back. Well, and the other thing is that now we're zooming out nationally. Are you surprised by some of the results that are coming in? Donald Trump taking Ohio, and people that have said that the last 13 cycles, whoever takes Ohio takes the presidency.
Well, on the presidential election in the national, you really can't count anything till everything's in, because there's an electoral college vote. So I've seen the popular vote go like this a little bit, but you also got to watch the electoral vote too.
Spoken like a true leader. Todd Hunter, you're Theo Todd, state representative, and we congratulate his son Mike, and looks like he's going to win handedly tonight, and we're all very proud of him. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Sure good to see you. Thank you.
And we're back after a brief break. I want to introduce somebody who is a good friend of the community, who is loyal and has been a great community servant all these years, and once again, he's back at it. Joe McComb, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I see you have your supporters behind you. Can I hear a whoop from you guys? Yeah, all right. Yeah, they're not politicians. They get it, though. They're a little shy, but that's all right. Who do we have back here?
All right, this is Jonathan.
Nice to meet you, Jonathan. How are you?
This is Darren. Good.
Hey, Darren, it's a pleasure.
That's my wife, Mary.
It is an honor, ma'am.
And this is Justin.
It's Justin. Wow, what a grip. All right, well, now let me tell you something. You campaigned hard. I saw your signs all over everywhere, but just in a nutshell, what do you plan to do on the city council?
Well, what I'm wanting to do is bring my experience as a former councilman and commissioner to try to bring some stability to the council and make sure that we're spending the taxpayer money on priorities, and that is our streets, our wastewater, and our water issues, and anything else that's peripheral. While they may be important, they may be nice, but if they don't deal with streets, water, and wastewater, then I think those have to take our priority, and we've got to make sure that we provide the city manager with the resources she needs to be successful. And if we've got to put some more money into the budget for her to bring in a team that she thinks is going to make her successful, then we need to find the money to do it and find it within the budget. I'm not interested in raising taxes, but just better management of the budget and setting our priorities.
And your vision right now, for the whole country, you're seeing, the voters are coming out and saying that they need a change. As far as down here locally, did you see that reflected in the voters here in South Texas?
Well, I was really taken aback when I did see the results of the mayor's election. I think that caught everybody flat-footed, but I was so focused on my race, I guess maybe I didn't pay that much of attention to it, but I was a little surprised there, and I think there's a couple of council members incumbent council members that I understand got defeated, so they may have just been caught up in this whole sweep of, and I think that part of the 3 water boils within a year and a half, and some of the other issues that the council's had, the perceived division on a 5-4 vote all the time, or at many times, and on some simple issues, I think that really caused the public to start scratching their heads saying, we may have differences of opinions and ideas, but we need to move the city forward, come together, make a decision to move forward. Don't keep score that you beat me on that vote, I'm going to get you on this one. That vote's over, you move on, what's next and best for the city.
Well, the votes are still out, but it looks like Joe McComb is pretty much in. So we're happy to have him on. Welcome aboard City Council, Joe.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
And your first call from your constituent right here.
Well, that's it.
We'll be back after these messages. And now we join a community servant and all of you can see his supporters, and that's none other than Joe Benavides, Judge Joe Benavides.
Thank you, Joe, for giving me this opportunity. It's a great night, and the people have spoken and have given me 4 extra years to the Justice Courts of Precinct 1.
Well, let me tell you, let's just sum up your record, if you could, in the next 30 seconds. What have you done for the community that has done so many things for our families, for our children, and bettered our lives?
I think most importantly is this courtroom is the first line of defense for our young kids. So I think partnering up with different organizations that help our parents and our children.
Well, and Judge Benavides, you also have founded some programs like the Voluntary Boot Camp. How did that turn out?
It turned out real good. It is a voluntary program. It's not a boot camp, Joe. It's a academy of education.
I stand corrected.
You are.
He's the judge. What can I say?
Yes, not a boot camp, but an educational academy. And we have quite a few kids that attend it and come out very successful.
Well, and we want to congratulate you on all your hard work, but you couldn't have done it without your forces. And people say, he doesn't have any forces. Let's hear the forces. Was there a moment that you doubted that you were going to be victorious at any time? Be honest.
No, Joe.
There you go. And that's the confidence because of your family. And who is this young man right here?
This is my spokesperson for the campaign.
Daniel, Joseph Daniel Benavides.
Joseph Daniel. All right.
Joseph Gabriel Benavides, USMC, 3 years.
And who is this lovely young lady?
Johnny Hazim.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for being here. Looks like you've got about 30 more years of supporters at least. So we're very happy for you. And this is Joe Flores with South Texas Crossfire from the headquarters of Joe Benavides. Once again, Judge Joe Benavides, another 4 years to serve you guys. So let's have a resounding applause for Judge Joe Benavides. And we're back after a brief break. It's Joe Flores, South Texas Crossfire, KTMV, your political station for Latinos and everybody else too. And because I've got a great special guest, and that's Steve Ray, a man I have a lot of respect for. He has really been a driving force, a political machine. He's helped out a lot of leaders here locally, and he knows a lot about politics, so I'm glad he's here. Welcome, Steve.
Well, thank you. We're having an exciting night here in Corpus Christi.
Well, you could say that again. And are there some races that have really kind of got you flat-footed or surprised you?
Well, the one that really, of course, surprised me is the mayor's race right now. We still don't know what's going to happen, but Nelda is way behind at this point, and that's a pretty big surprise, I think, for almost everybody.
And what about the city races? I know that, Todd must be a very proud papa right now. He's got Michael in that race, and he did very well. Were you surprised by the top 3 on that one?
No, I kind of figured that'd be the top 3, but we really don't know for sure about the third one yet. It's close and tight right now between Paulette and between Chad McGill.
Yeah, and I think right now, as we're talking, it's about 10-ish. He's behind, about a few dozen votes?
Yeah, a few dozen votes. I think about 60 at this point, and it's kind of gone back and forth throughout the night. So I think there's still a lot of votes out there, and I noticed there were just 2 more precincts that came in, so it could be a long wait.
I always rely on you and your expertise there. Zooming out on the national races, are you surprised by Ohio, how it went towards Trump and some other states that he was fighting for, battlegrounds?
I am not surprised about Ohio. I fully expected Trump to pull Ohio in, but I'm a little surprised about Florida. I thought Hillary would pull that out, and without Florida, it's going to be very difficult for her to get the votes, the Electoral College votes. So.
Do you think that Trump's appeal to the working white middle class in America had a great deal to do with it, or was it just everybody collectively wanting change?
I think a lot of people would like to say that, but the truth of the matter is, when we had Best of the Best for the Caller Times, and one of the things that we did in the booth that I had there is we had a cardboard cutout of Hillary and a cardboard cutout of Trump. And so people could come by, and it was kind of a little poll we were taking and who they wanted to get their picture with. And it was pretty amazing to see the number of Hispanics who came by and wanted their picture taken with Trump. And so I don't buy into the idea that it's just a bunch of angry old white guys. I think that it's a lot of angry people out there who are just tired of the same thing. And I'm not going to say where I stand on that issue, but I fully understand why people are frustrated. And people are frustrated with government in general, whether it's the federal government or state government or local government. And so I think in this election, we're seeing a lot of that come out in the vote.
Well, you support a lot of winners, and you've won a lot of elections behind the scenes. What would you like to see in the next 4 years happen in Corpus Christi?
In Corpus Christi, I'd like to see the city kind of just like the country in a way. I mean, whoever wins these races, the country's got to come together and really work together to make things happen the right way. And I think the same thing's going on in the city. I mean, we've had some really good council people this year, and I hope we have a really good city council moving forward. But what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to come together, and they're going to have to work together, and they're going to have to do that to try to make Corpus Christi a better place to live.
Well said. And Steve Ray, you heard it from him, and you can always reach him at steve@steverayAssociates.com. There you go. And thank you very much for your time as always.
Thank you.
And this wraps up another election cycle here at South Texas Crossfire. History in the making. Still the box controversy remains with Kara Sand's office and the county clerk's office. There's going to be some litigation on that, rest assured. But as far as the presidency and the national election, well, there's a lot of surprises for everybody. But we want to thank our sponsors, Cats 21, once again, Theo Demopoulos, and also Chef Eddie, and also our good friend Carlos Lopez, you guessed it, the Ted Turner of South Texas Broadcasting, and not to mention Dave Mendez, the man who makes it happen. DM Productions, 563-0096. He makes it happen. And we also want to thank all our viewers year-round for 13 seasons. You've been with Dave and I want to thank you all for watching and for supporting us. Thank you, and God bless.